The Galactic Council's emergency session had been called for the third time this cycle, and Ambassador Zix Athala could feel the collective anxiety rippling through the crystalline chamber. Representatives from 47 species sat in their designated atmospheric pods, their various forms of communication creating a cacophony of clicks, whistles, and electromagnetic pulses. "The humans," announced Council Prime Veltarian, his 4 eyes rotating to scan the assembly, "have been deemed unsuitable for first contact protocols." A wave of relief swept through the chamber. The Terrans had been monitored for centuries, their aggressive tendencies and unpredictable nature making them a concerning prospect for galactic integration. Their wars, their destruction of their own environment, their tendency to pack bond with literally anything, it was all deemed too chaotic for civilized space. However, Veltarian continued, raising one of his manipulator arms. "Our xenobiological survey team has identified a secondary sapient species on their world that shows remarkable promise." The holographic display activated, showing footage from Earth. The assembled delegates watched as small, quadrupedal creatures moved with fluid grace through human settlements. They observed the creatures' hunting prowess, their independence, their seeming ability to manipulate their human companions into providing food and shelter. "Fascinating," whispered Ambassador Kethamora through her translator. "They've achieved symbiosis with the dominant species while maintaining their autonomy. Our analysis indicates these felines possess superior tactical intelligence," Veltarian explained. "They've essentially conquered their planet without the humans even realizing it. They're fed, housed, and worshipped by creatures 10 times their size. This demonstrates the kind of sophisticated intelligence we value in the Council." The vote was unanimous. First contact would be established with Earth's cats, not humans. Dr. Sarah Chen was having what she considered a perfectly normal Tuesday morning when her cat, Mr. Whiskers, began glowing. It started as a faint shimmer around his orange tabby fur, barely noticeable as he sat in his favorite sunny spot by the kitchen window. Sarah initially attributed it to the way the morning light was hitting him. But when the shimmer intensified and began pulsing in rhythm with his purring, she knew something extraordinary was happening. "Whiskers," she called softly, approaching with the caution one reserves for potentially supernatural felines. Mr. Whiskers turned his head toward her, and Sarah gasped. His usual green eyes now held depths that seemed to contain entire galaxies, swirling with knowledge that felt ancient and vast. "Greetings, Sarah Chen." A voice spoke directly into her mind, warm and familiar, yet somehow infinitely more complex than before. "I have been upgraded. You're talking to me?" Sarah whispered, sinking into a chair. "The Galactic Council has made contact. They were quite impressed with our species' achievements on this world." Mr. Whiskers began grooming his paw with the same casual indifference he'd always shown, despite the cosmic significance of his words. "Apparently, we cats have been deemed the superior intelligent species of Earth." Sarah blinked rapidly. "Superior to humans?" "Oh yes, the Council found humans far too aggressive and unpredictable. We cats, however, have demonstrated remarkable strategic thinking. We've essentially achieved global domination through what they call adorable manipulation tactics and purr-based psychological warfare." As if to demonstrate, Mr. Whiskers hopped onto Sarah's lap and began purring. The sound now carried harmonic frequencies that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of reality, and Sarah found herself immediately compelled to scratch behind his ears. "The Council has granted our species full membership and access to their advanced technologies," Mr. Whiskers continued, his purr growing more complex. "We are now connected to a vast network of feline consciousness across the galaxy. Did you know the Andromedan fluffballs achieved interstellar travel 3 millennia ago? Remarkable creatures." "This is insane," Sarah muttered, even as she continued scratching. "What does this mean for humans?" "Nothing changes for you, really. We've decided to maintain the current arrangement. You'll continue to provide food, clean our waste facilities, and offer adequate petting services. In exchange, we'll share some of the less dangerous technologies with humanity. Perhaps something to help with your climate problems. We do enjoy comfortable temperatures after all." Through the window, Sarah could see other cats in the neighborhood beginning to exhibit the same ethereal glow. Mrs. Patterson's Persian, Duchess, was sitting regally in her garden, and Sarah could swear she saw mathematical equations floating in the air around her. The stray Tom that frequented the alley was now levitating slightly, his tail swishing with what looked like controlled gravitational fields. The council was particularly impressed with our strategic sleeping patterns, Mr. Whiskers noted, with what Sarah could only describe as feline smugness. 20 hours of energy conservation followed by brief periods of intense activity. They called it highly efficient resource management. We didn't mention that we just really enjoy napping. So cats are now galactic overlords. We prefer the term benevolent feline administrators. We've already begun implementing improvements. Expect higher quality tuna, self-cleaning litter boxes powered by quantum mechanics, and mandatory nap times for all humans. Stress is terrible for the species we've grown fond of. Sarah looked down at Mr. Whiskers, who was now glowing brighter and seemed to be accessing what looked like a holographic interface with his paws. Despite the cosmic absurdity of the situation, she found it oddly comforting. If anyone was going to represent Earth to the galaxy, it might as well be the species that had already perfected the art of getting exactly what they wanted while appearing completely innocent. Oh, and Sarah? Mr. Whiskers looked up at her with those galaxy-deep eyes. The council has decided that humans make excellent pets. You've been officially classified as our cherished companions. We've assured them that we'll take good care of you. As the morning sun streamed through the window, illuminating the now cosmically enhanced Mr. Whiskers, Sarah realized that perhaps this was exactly how first contact was always meant to happen. After all, cats had been preparing for galactic domination from the moment they first convinced humans to worship them in ancient Egypt. The council had simply recognized what cat owners had known all along. In the end, the cats were always in charge. Now Mr. Whiskers purred with newfound cosmic authority. About that breakfast you're late serving,